wonder if I can. Welcome to the shed. I'm Elliot, and I live in the middle of nowhere, kind of in the woods, next to a creek, and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. And so some of what I'm trying to do is advice as I find my way through self-employment, side hustle, I don't know what to call it, business starting, not a normal job. That's what it is. Not normal Elliot, showing you how to survive with a not normal job. Okay, so we're in the shed. It's good to know that, like, if things got even worse, you could survive in a shed. We'd have to do a lot of work before winter, but we wouldn't die. And sometimes that's important to know. Okay, so this video is going to be a shorter version of the enough video. So you, for whatever reason, decided to take on the adventure of a side hustle, a little startup business, you want to be a sole proprietor of your own thing. You want to make your own money. You don't need the old establishment. You can do it yourself. Okay, great. Other people who have less skills and don't work as hard as you have done it. Okay, so you can do it. Before you do it though, before you decide what you want, take a moment and get intentional about what you want, what you don't want, and what is enough. So this will be a short video. Your time is valuable. My time is not. Because I could be doing I guess I could be doing anything right now, but I like being in the shed talking to you. I need to not say because that's not great video work. We're in the shed to practice our video making. So first of all, know what you don't want. You don't want to replace whatever normal job you might have with less security, more work, and a more miserable time that you can't escape from. Okay, so know what you want, what you don't want. If you're trying to segue from a job to a new job or whatever, like define what you want. For example, for me, I want to replace my teacher salary. I don't care how hard I have to work. I don't care how many hours it takes to do that. I will do what it takes, but I do not want it to interfere with my time with my kids, because that's the most important thing for me. So I don't know if you can hear that, but it's loud. So that's the constraint. That's the first thing. So the first thing is, what it can't do is interfere with my time with my kids. So that is sacred. Everything else is negotiable. I don't care if I have to clean toilets at night. I don't care if I'm working out in the frozen rain, hauling greenhouse plastic to the dump, because I did that. Wasn't great, but it worked. And I would do it again, actually. So know what you don't want. You don't want more work for less pay and less flexibility. Then work on what you do want. What do you want? Okay, pick a number. You need to know when enough is going to be enough. So pick a number. Maybe it's you look at how much money you have. You look at your expenses. You make a little budget. You do need to make a budget. Sorry, in case a grown-up hasn't told you this before, you're going to need a budget, okay? So you need to know how much things cost and how much money is coming in. And then you also need to so you have this much money coming in, okay? You need to make sure this much money isn't going out. Actually, if you have this much money going in, ideally you'd have like this much money going out and like this much money down here going into savings or investments or other things. So you need to know what your number is. When is enough? Okay? Maybe you're just starting. Maybe $100 a week. Oh man, that'd make a huge difference. $5,200 a year. Are you kidding me? What could I do with $5,200 a year? You do a lot of stuff, probably. I don't know. I don't know you. So that was a big truck. For a rural road in the middle of the woods, it's pretty busy today. I don't know why. Okay. So you need to know what you don't want. Okay. You need to know what is enough, so you know how much you need. There you go. That's it. So whether you're building websites, that was kind of fun. I'd rather build them from scratch than use a lot of the tools we have now. Okay, these are all power company vehicles. Makes me wonder if the power's on in my house, but it doesn't matter. We're in the shed. It's okay. Okay, so you need to know how much, sorry, you need to know what you don't want. You need to know when enough is enough. And then the rest you can figure out. So the way you do this, there's so many ways to do this. Before I did this, I thought it was like impossible. Oh, I can't believe people mow lawns and get paid. Crazy. Another one. And now I'm really wondering if something's going on. Okay, focus. Why is this shed useful to someone with like ADD like I have? Well, the shed is useful because there's no distractions that aren't like sharp nails poking through the wall. Okay, so you need to know what you don't want. You don't want more work for less pay. You need to know when enough is enough so you don't just keep working, right? That's not life. Someone who has worked until they're depressed and anxious all the time and then took medicine to stuff down that depression and anxiety instead of listening to it. Like, maybe you're depressed and anxious because you're in a depressing, anxiety-inducing situation. Have you considered that? I am not a health professional. I am someone who had previously untreated and diagnosed well, I was going to say ADD, but probably some of that too, but depression and anxiety. And so, yeah, you need to just not work forever, okay? Your life needs to have other things in it besides work. There's moments in your life, kind of pulsal or cyclic, right? Where you're like, yeah, you'll work more, and then you work less, and then you work more. And that's okay. Like when we're building something, we're working more. That's great. But don't always do that. Like life is an adventure. And if you can't find the adventure, you're going to pick up some unhealthy habits to like kind of bridge the gap with the adventure. So don't do it. Just come up with the life you want to live and then start making all your movement towards that life. Okay, so we have know what you don't want. We have know when enough is enough. And then what you do. Look, the what you do thing, depending on what that number is, there's so many things you could do. Okay, so in the last 6 months, I've made money, like gotten paid, right, to build websites, ghostwrite, set up content marketing systems. I can go more into what that actually means later. Do physical labor jobs. And there's something about that that's I really enjoy it. It's exhausting. I don't want to do it all the time, but sometimes, heck yeah, I love it. Like I want to learn how to finish this space. I kind of have an idea now how I'd go about doing it in a way that doesn't make it worse than it already is. So that's a fun someday project. Focus. Okay, so let's see. Oh, and I have a truck. And I have friends who have trucks and flatbeds that aren't always using them. So if you're using your vehicle as a business, there's certain things you have to do. But like they're hiring me and then I just happen to use my vehicle to do the thing. I don't know what the rules are. I haven't really made living wages off of it. So I don't know, check in your area. Or if you're worried about that, don't do it. Do something else. I'm inside editing the video that you're watching. And I remembered another example of the price and value differentiation thing. So when I was doing garbage hauling or cleanup or whatever you want to call that, when I was putting stuff in the truck and making it disappear for people, right? So maybe my time, $20, $25 an hour, $10 an hour for machine time for the truck. We're looking at like $35 an hour, drive there, drive back, dump ticket, solid waste disposal stuff. Call it like $50 a job. So the commodity price would be a $50 job. I can schedule it, whatever. Knock a few out of those a week. Not bad. But here's where you get valuable. If you did the same job for same day for someone who had to get it done that day, like, hey, we got a showing at this house coming up. We need to get this garbage out now. Now that's a $250 job or $500 job, depending on, what you're doing and how much. So I just want you to think about, there's ways you can add value that is not more work, but much more value. I'm still hauling the same stuff, but it's worth 5 times, 10 times as much. Pretty cool. So just another example of how that actually ended up working out. Cleaning. I couldn't believe how much money is in cleaning. People are nasty. People are like dirty, nasty, or their kids are, or their friends are, or the people they have into their businesses. Like, if you're willing to clean, holy smokes, there's money in cleaning. Is it work? Yeah. Is it hard work? Mm-hmm. Does it pay good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And so we're going to have a whole nother video after this on value and getting paid and not being just the lowest bidder to have the lowest bid, because that sucks. Yeah, there you go. So before you get started on whatever your side hustle, money, adventure, make money, keyword stuffing, marketing, side hustle, make money from home, businesses, dad, whatever your thing is, man, like know what you don't want, know what you need, how much time you have to get there, and then come up with the thing. Okay. Just start trying stuff. Once you do the thing, it's like, what? People want me to watch their dogs? Sure. I don't know. I got good rates for good dogs and I got bad rates for bad dogs. And I've only had good dogs. So it's fine. It's great. Just try it. I was amazed. Like, once I dipped my toe into this area and was like, oh, you're making money doing what? Really? Really? And this has all been local stuff. Like, within an hour of driving, it hasn't been like hopping online and doing like online stuff, because that makes me sound so old saying online stuff, but it's not doing stuff on the web, at least not initially, because anyone can do that. Okay. So one of your main values is you live there, wherever there is. Okay. Like, you could knock on a door. Hey, I rented this great carpet cleaner. I'm your neighbor or apartment neighbor. You probably heard me running it if we're in the same apartment. Look, this thing costs $100 a day. Your apartment's like mine. If you want, I'll suck up all your goo out of your carpet for $50. Like, the amount of people who say yes to that was stunning. I couldn't believe it. So we're going to talk about value and differentiating your value next, so that you're not the cheapest bidder that takes it. Don't be the cheapest. You don't want to be the cheapest. You want to be the best and most valuable. So that's our next video. Let's do it.